The Nerd and the Prince, Dreamspun Desires, Book 66. Written by B.J. Thomas. Narrated by Seb Yarrick for Falcon Sound Company. Chapter 1. A big storm had blown through the night before. Jason Brewster had lain in his bed listening to it as it went from a distant rumbling to loud rolling booms that shook the house and the windows in their panes. But he'd loved storms since childhood, when his father had explained that if you counted the seconds between the flash of lightning and the thunder, you knew how many miles away the storm was. As an adult, Jason wasn't sure if that was true, but the idea had delighted him as a kid. He'd decided not to research it to see if it was true or not, despite the fact that he was a research kind of guy. Why mess with a fun childhood belief? Did it matter if it was true or not? But even better were his mother's stories that storms were caused by ancient gods, like Thor and Indra and Lei Gong and Taranis, and of course, Zeus and Jupiter, who, wow, were the same god with two different names. She said all the booming and shaking and flashing were the gods kicking up a fuss because they were angry that people didn't worship them anymore, or believe in them, or even remember who they were. "I know who they are," cried Jason Evander Brewster, who was named after not one, but two mythological heroes. He knew it too, because hey, he'd looked the names up in the library where his mother worked. She'd told him tales. He wanted more. Looking things up was fun. "And that's why you'll never be struck by lightning," she promised, and he would smile and go to sleep peacefully on even the stormiest of nights. Not just because he'd taken enough interest in finding out about the ancient gods. She told him they loved him for it, but also because he'd read articles on the odds of being struck by lightning, and it was pretty darned unlikely. 1 in 700,000 in the U.S. in any one year. Pretty darned good odds. "You are such a nerd," said his twin sister, Daphne, who was also named from mythology. "Who even looks stuff like that up?" He decided not to be upset by what she said. Maybe he was a nerd. But then, he was sleeping at night, and a thunderstorm could send her running for their parents' room. Their mother's name was Iris, and she was named after the goddess of the rainbow, because her mother loved the old stories as well, and had been the one to pass on that love to her daughter. Some people in town swore Grandma had been a witch, and the idea that she could have been was just one more delightful what if in Jason's life. What if she was? He didn't know. He had almost no
Sample complete. Ready to continue?